All right. In this video, we're going to talk about 5 comic book investments that are safe with good potential, steady future growth. Stay tuned.
Bry's Comics.
The Bry Baller Box of Mystery is available now at bryscomics.com. It's a $1,000 mystery box, grand prize valued at over $3,000, including 4 slabs, including Ultimate Fallout 4 first print, Edge of Spider-Verse 2 first print, and some other awesome slabs. And so each non-winning box is valued at least $1,200. There's 5 $1,500 boxes. So this is basically a cost box, right? This is like a wholesale box where I'm getting rid of stuff with deep discounts at basically the price that I paid them at, maybe a little bit more. I'm trying to raise some capital to buy a very, very large and exciting collection. So I thought, do a big mystery box, a baller box, and I know the value's there, and you got a chance at winning a super sweet grand prize. Available now at bryscomics.com. First off, some giveaway announcements. Nobody claimed this from the last giveaway, and so Ben's N, you are the new winner for these 2 Silver Age Thor books and Amazing Spider-Man 298 and 9.2 white pages. I always reach out to the winner and reply directly to their comment. If they don't respond to that after several attempts, I'll try to find them on Instagram. And if it's just I can't find the person, can't connect with them, I draw a new winner. So congrats to Ben's N. You are the winner of that. And congrats to Clyde Has Pressing Issues. You are the winner of the May YouTube giveaway. And congrats to Richard Seppala. You're the winner of the May newsletter giveaway at bryscomics.com. And if you're new here, we always do a monthly giveaway on the YouTube channel and at bryscomics.com newsletter. If you subscribe to the channel, comment on this video, and like this video, you're entered to win this month's giveaway, which is Nova #1, the first solo series for Sam Alexander and a CGC 9.8. And at bryscomics.com, if you sign up for the newsletter, the giveaway this month is We Live #1 first print CGC 9.8. Also, some super exciting news. I finally found somebody to hire, my second full-time employee for Bry's Comics. His name is Michael. He's going to be joining us probably by the time you're watching this. He's already joined us. He's going to be helping out a lot with Whatnot live sales and all kinds of other stuff around the shop, but focusing mostly on Whatnot sales. So I'm going to be going live on Whatnot several times a week, maybe even every day of the week, with different themed sales, like $1 starts, raw book keys, graded keys, $1 starts, themed live sales, the whole Whatnot experience. It's a really cool app, and there's a lot of really cool options and ways and fun, engaging ways to shop for comics. And so Michael's going to be helping out with that mostly. I'll put a link down in the description where you can find me on Whatnot, but I think you can just search for Bry's Comics. I'll try to find a link where you can get $10 towards your first purchase. And it's definitely a fun time and worth checking out. I'm still going to do Instagram live sales, but those are a lot of work to put together. It takes like a week to put together those massive Instagram live sales, between getting everything priced, having the actual sale, shipping everything out. It's like a week-long process. So I do still intend to do those because those are super fun. It's a really fun way to connect with you guys and connect with the community. But you'll also see me a lot more on Whatnot for shorter, themed, less massive sales. And so I'm super excited to welcome Michael to the team. And with that said, let's jump into today's video, which is 5 super safe investments. And this is an idea that has come to me lately. One of the things that I love most about this hobby is there's a ton of different routes that you can take with comic book investment and speculation. There's the super high risk spec stuff that pays off really well, but also has a lot of risk with it. And then there's just tons of super safe comic book investments. I mean, I could probably make a list of 200 books that if you bought today, are sure to go up in value next year, just based on how iconic and the covers are or the key significance. There's a ton, but I wanted to break it down to 5 books that are safe investments and also iconic covers. Because one really fun approach to take to comic book speculation is focus on those iconic covers that you absolutely love. So no matter what happens with the book, if you're stuck with it, you've got a great key to look at, because there's a lot of key issue books where if you get stuck at it and it's a terrible cover, it just hurts that much more to know that you're stuck with it. You're like, oh man, I have to look at this. But all of the books on this list have just incredible covers, iconic art that you would love to look at any day of the week. To start us off, we have Amazing Spider-Man number 50, the first appearance of Kingpin and Wilson Fisk, and it includes the iconic interior panel of Peter walking away from his Spider-Man suit that is discarded in a garbage can. And here you can see the actual interior panels of the first appearance of the Kingpin. And this book literally has it all. It's an iconic cover, it's a major key first appearance, and it has immediate potential to go up because of events in the MCU. So we got this character confirmed in the Hawkeye show. We saw crazy spikes in values and prices. This was on the hot and trending list like for weeks and weeks in a row, and it has since cooled down, as you know, it's natural for this type of thing, because there's other stuff vying for our attention. And if you look at GPA here, you can see that it's coming down a little bit. I believe that it is, you know, right around the corner that we're going to start seeing a ton more activity with this when we get those multiple future appearances of Kingpin actually confirmed in the MCU, and we get, you know, just more press about that. And you can see there's some pretty big swings in prices here. I mean, a 7.0 sold for $3,400, which may have been an all-time high, and that was in May of 2022, and a 7.5 just 1 month before sold for $2,700, so substantially less than this May sale. So there are price swings, there are deals to be had, and you know, if you consider like the difference between a 6.0, which is $1,800, and a 5.5, which is $1,300, you know, take a look at the different grades and find one that has a better buy-in and a better deal at the time. And I think you'll be happier owning the key, knowing that you got a great deal for that grade. Next up, we have X-Men number 39, just an iconic cover here, the debut of the new X-Men suits and the origin of Cyclops. And this is a book that anytime I get it in a collection, anytime I have it at a live sale or put it on my site, it sells right away, because you can't see this cover and not want to own this book. It's such a cool cover, and I don't think it's ever gotten the due that it fully deserves. I think it's just gone, you know, under the radar. It's not a major key. And if we look over here at GPA, there's some shocking numbers. A 9.4 sold in March of this year for $520. I was shocked that you can get a 9.4 of this book for $520. And if you look at the sales, it's not like it's not an anomaly. I mean, the highest sale, I mean, 520, and there's very few sales of this book in that grade, so it hardly ever comes up. But here you can see actually a 9.2 sold for more, for $750. So there are good deals to be had for this book as well, if you're patient and you find it at auction. Incredible Hulk Annual number 1. For whatever reason, I didn't realize this book was from 1968. For the longest time, I didn't realize that it was such an old book, but just an iconic cover by Jim Steranko. It's always going to be cover swiped. It's always going to be in high demand. And here's a book that has immediate potential to go up in value. I believe that we're right around the corner from some kind of announcements about a Hulk solo film, and you know, the main keys for the Incredible Hulk are already so far out of reach for most people that this is going to be the next one to become even more out of reach for people, as it's already in demand, but I think it's like the next to really spike in value. And here you can see you can get an 8.5 for around the $700 range. A little bit of a correction going on right now, but again, I think that, you know, we're right around the corner from seeing more increases in sales. As you can see, over the years, this book has just steadily gone up in value. It'll always be in high demand and always be a collectible book. Next up, we have Wolverine number 88, and this is also a minor key. It's the first battle between Wolverine and Deadpool, and I think that this is definitely something that has potential to be played out on the screen, so there's spec potential with that. But this is just a book that every time I get it in a collection, I stop and stare at it, and I go, wow, and just really look at the use of negative space here, the use of color. And this is an example of how you don't need to have this extravagant cover for it to be a classic cover. I mean, just, you know, unique, really skillful use of shading and color and space is all it takes to have just a classic cover. So this is one that I think is always in high demand and has a little bit of future spec potential if we see a battle between these two on the screen at some point in the future. If you look at GPA, it has seen a major correction from the market boom. And this is also a book, I believe, that GPA just doesn't differentiate direct sales versus newsstand. So there's no newsstand sales listed, which means to me that they just lump them in here with the regular sales, which is part of the reason why you see such high swings. But around the $200, $300, $400 range, I think that this is a solid book to park some money in. And my number one pick on the list is a book that I've been eyeing for my PC for a long time in high grade, and that is Uncanny XMen number 100. And every time I see the values of this book, I'm just surprised that it isn't worth more than it is. It's only a minor key. You know, it's the first use of the term fastball special when Colossus launches Wolverine at an enemy. But it's just this classic battle of the original X-Men versus the new X-Men and an iconic cover. And if we look over here at GPA, the 9.8, last sale was $3,877, and it peaked during the market boom for $5,700. And this is a book that I'm actually surprised that a 9.8 of this iconic cover only peaked for $5,700 in the boom of the market, and even in today's market at $3,700, I'm surprised that is the going price, because if you look over here at the census, there's only 93 9.8s, 3,600 total copies, but only 93 of them are 9.8s. And this is a book that's from 1976, and that's a time frame where there actually were a lot of shops and speculators that were buying, comic book spec by the box, and they would focus on, issue number ones, anniversary issues, foil covers, gimmicks, things like that. And so I would think that an X-Men issue number 100 from 76 would have had a little bit more, speculation. I was just surprised to see that there was only 93 on the census and only 7 signature series, which means that, probably even less of those 7 are actually signed by Stan Lee. So if you can find a 9.8 signed by Stan Lee of this book, what a feather in your collecting hat to have, because there's probably only 3 or 4 in the world, and there will never be more than 3 or 4 Stan Lee signature series, a maximum of 7 in the world. But there's also some other options here. A 30-cent price variant, only 141 total copies on the census compared to 3,600. So almost single-digit numbers in every single grade. Certainly in the 9.0 and above is super rare for the 30-cent price variant. And if you look at GPA, though, the prices aren't that far out of line for the 30-cent price variant. If we look at the 9.6, it sold in January for $1,400, and the 9.6 now is selling for around $1,000. So not a huge difference for a book that is infinitely more rare. There's 5 30-cent price variants versus 259. So I think it's just one of those that's a sleeper, and you might get lucky and find one at auction. And here we have the Absolute Ghost, the UK price variant, the Pence edition, 9.6 standing at the top, 44 total copies, just an absolute ghost. So for what this book is, as iconic of a cover that it is, I think it is just a super safe place to park your money. And also you get this iconic cover to look at in the meantime. You can never go wrong with this book. So that's it for this video, guys. Leave a note in the comments. Tell me, what is your favorite book out of this list? What's your favorite iconic cover of all time? Don't forget to follow me over on Whatnot for a bunch of new sales coming soon. Subscribe to the channel, comment on this video, and like this video for your chance to win a free slab. And head over to brycecomics.com and sign up for the newsletter for yet another chance to win a free slab. As always, thank you so much for sticking with me to the end of the video, and we'll catch you in the next one. Bye.
Bryce Comics.